Obviously, a little horse race they're having out at Old Hilltop on Saturday, the 142nd running of the Preakness Stakes. Some of them I remember better than others. This guy has to remember all of it. He's very involved out there with making the odds and keeping Stan Salter straight over Maryland Horse Radio. He is our new old pal, Keith Fustel from Equibase and the chart caller, as well as making the odds out there. This is the week we all need to know what the odds are, right?
Absolutely. This is kind of where all my work gets put on center stage. Maybe hide a little bit behind everything during the rest of the year, but this is where it all comes out front and center. And hopefully we'll have the fans tied on with good odds, good charts throughout the weekend, and looking forward to it.
Well, as Chick Lang would always say, we have the winner of the Derby here this week. And, a lot of fanfare around that horse. Obviously going to be an odds-on favorite, an incredibly, maybe an all-time run in a muddy day, right? For a horse to be that clean and the jockey to be that clean on a Kentucky Derby mud day, that speaks volumes, right?
It does. He broke straight as a string, Nestor, was out to perfect position early. He relaxed. He let the initial leader go on. He tipped out, made a nice little run, avoided the jam up. Several horses when doing the chart for the Derby. I was down there helping the guys out at Churchill that day, and it was just a complete jam up at the break within the first probably 15, 20 yards. And he avoided all the trouble. And good horses a lot of times can do that when they run straight. They break well. They come out. There's a lot of luck involved in that first initial 16th of a mile at Churchill. But he's the type of horse. He was on his game. He was sharp. He's clearly the one to beat. Here it comes Saturday.
I think everyone that associates himself with the Preakness sort of wants the Derby winner to come in and sort of win, but then everyone wants to try to, bet against and beat the winner, right? Or find the exact or find the triple or whatever. And I think from the track's perspective, they sort of want to beat the champ to some degree and get the best horses into the race so that it's not lopsided. And the loss of Royal Mo earlier this week is, that's not good for this race, I don't think.
No. It would have loved to have had him. He ran competitively against Battle of Midway. Didn't have an easy trip in the Santa Anita Derby. Battle of Midway, showed very well in the Kentucky Derby. He would have been a formidable foe. He would have still been a higher price. He would have been a double-digit horse in the race. But we still got a solid field of 10. And a couple new shooters that are interesting that might offer some value for the bettors.
Well, let's talk about some of these, the horses tracking down Always Dreaming before we get to Always Dreaming. Classic Empire, let's start there. And let's sort of go through the field a little bit. You made the early odds this week. I believe it was 9-2. And then after that, it really becomes long odds, looking at Lee, Gunnevera, hence. Lord knows what the bettors are going to do out there on Saturday after a couple of beverages and some good music and some sunshine. But Classic Empire would appear to be the one horse we're going to look at and talk about.
He is the clear second choice. I'll probably have him in the range of 7-2 or 3-1 when it's all said and done. When we finish up our morning line odds later this evening and have it ready for the post draw, I don't think anybody else, maybe except looking at Lee, would maybe edge under double digits. So Empire clearly the one to beat.
Gunnevera, some thoughts about the sort of the middle range here, hence Conquest Mo Money, all of these horses. I mean, I guess there's a case to be made, and I know you work with Equibase and going through the charts. I mean, you can look through these horses and see that these are, serious stakes horses. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in this race. But there really is something different about Always Dreaming, right?
Sure, no doubt about it, yeah. And going back to Classic, I should say he's the one to beat. He's the clear main competitor, I should say, to Always Dream. And at Always Dream, you look at what he's done, the work this year, undefeated. He's got speed. He's got tactical speed. He doesn't need the lead type. The other one's going to have to step their game up. I think Conquest Mo Money, looking at like your fresh face and a horse that's proven himself against the likes of Classic Empire and looking at Lee, he might be the legitimate live shot that's coming in.
As far as track conditions on Derby Day and setting up thoughts about any rematch here with the horses that are coming in, is that a throwaway to some degree other than the fact that horse looks so good that there's that other horses in the race, you'd have to look at trip, you'd have to look at traffic, and certainly just dealing with the mud is something that not every animal likes.
No, some horses can handle turf, dirt, pretty cool. Not often.